And this is Kat with Kat's Creations. I'm going to turn my lights on really quick. Just before I go live in my private group, I wanted to show you guys how to clean a grapevine for about 15 minutes, because I've been at this for an hour now, as you can see my mess, and trying to get all the debris out that is in a grapevine. So my tools of the trade are a butter knife, sometimes a screwdriver, but generally a butter knife and needle nose pliers, because I trim as I go. So I'm gonna have Steve pan down so you guys can kind of see what I'm doing, because I'm almost finished. Let me move all this stuff out of the way. So that's my debris field. So you can tell I have finished this side and I'm working the top and this side. So what I do is you're going to just go around and you're going to look for all the things that are sticking out. You're going to trim all that debris away first, because I don't think we need to sit here for like an hour and a half and do a whole here's how you clean a grapevine video. So I was telling Steve while I was doing this, I'm like, we should have been filming parts of this. And because this made for a really good grapevine cleaning, because this one was really full. So they're usually filled with, I'm trying to find things like big pine branches, lots of leaves, lots of pine needles. Most of the time it's just dried leaves from the grapevine. So I try to cut all the pine out because I don't like the look of the pine in my wreaths. So you're going to have to do a lot of cleaning. So my suggestion is always look for a wreath that has a lot of really good vines in it, because that's going to provide a lot of good stability. And then look for one, preferably, that isn't so messy.
That doesn't have a lot of needles in it.
That doesn't have a lot of needles in it. But let's just say this was the only one on the shelf, so it's a good one. So I just take my grapevine or my butter knife and I kind of go in between and I try to loosen it up and try to get a lot of the leaves to fall through the dried leaves to the other side. So it involves a lot of, you know, putting your fingers in there, trying to figure out where all the, you can hear the leaves. They're always crunchy and they're always dried. And as of yet, I have not found any critters in any of this. But sometimes you wonder, when you look at the amount of debris in there, it's like, God, how could something not want to live in there? And then you always have to flip it to the other side. And then just kind of, I just take my butter knife and I just work a lot of the leaves out. You can usually see them, and it helps because then when these arrive to a customer's house, there won't be an awful lot of debris in the box, hopefully, because everything that you've put together at that point has been secured with glue or it's wired in there. So it's just a lot of mess. Grapevines are a lot of mess. Sometimes you can get lucky and there's not a lot of mess in there. Do you have any questions? Because I'm just sitting here working through this. Any questions, babe?
No. Well,
No?
I'm just saying hi, just a quick video.
Yeah, this is a super quick video.
Maricel, this is just a quick video. Tonight's her private group, but she's just showing everybody how to clean and kind of declutter a grapevine wreath.
Yeah. Because a lot of people had asked, because they can see the noticeable difference. Like if I do before and after, they're like, wow, that's huge. So are you going to show us how to do that? It's like, it's just me working around the wreath form, looking for leaves and things that shouldn't be there and trying to find a way to get them all out.
I think it looks great now.
Huh?
I think it looks great now.
That's because you're not standing over it and looking on the inside. So a lot of times you can just take your butter knife and turn it, and you can kind of push, like there's a big huge leaf in here. It just gets stuck on bigger branches and then they don't want to come out. Okay. I see it. There, just, there it goes. So you can tell it's got a lot, and that was just from that quick little segment. But see, I'm still working the ends. So this is where there's a lot. I try to get all the leaves out because I just think that does not look attractive at all.
Susan says I do this, which is good, Susan.
Yes.
A lot of gals don't.
I don't see how they could not, because then when a customer is going to take it and hang it, they're going to get all this debris at some point will fall out. So you want to make sure that it's all out. Like there is a ton.
Debbie asked, after cleaning it, if you sprayed it with E6000, would it help before adding attachments?
No, I wouldn't even spray it. I would just, at this point, declutter it as much as you possibly can. Trim back all the broken, yeah, like if there's, you know, sometimes you'll find them. Like I have one that's right here, but I'm going to wire that one back in. Like all these things that are just, sometimes they're just sticking out. You can just pull them.
Bethany,
not really.
Susan said Hobby Lobby leaves are the worst.
Yeah.
Bethany said, I have a couple of grapevines, but they're kind of old. How can I bring them back to looking good, or to do other projects, or do I have to throw them?
I wouldn't throw them out, because Steve said the same thing about a couple wreaths I had in my garage. She's like, you know, we should just toss those because those are pretty thin. They don't have any life to them. And I'm like, yeah, we'll use them. We'll figure something out. So the question I have for you is, why do you feel like you need to, like, what is so bad about the ones you have in your garage? Is it they just need a remake over? Like they might be for a season and you just want to change them out? I feel like I'm a surgeon right now. It's not.
Julie, this grapevine that she got was from Linda at Three Birds Nest Co. But she normally gets her grapevines at Joann's.
Yeah, Joann's is my preferred because they generally have less stuff in them. But this was a really good challenge for me because this was full. I mean, I kid you not, full of pine needles, pine branches. Like I said, I'm surprised I don't have a critter in here.
There's some tips in there. Teresa's saying soak them in water. I've never heard of that.
For what reason?
I don't know, bringing them back, I guess. I don't know. Susan said you can use lemon oil, I was told.
Maybe if they're too dry.
Yeah. And then obviously if you're going to use this for like Halloween or
yeah, you would
a winter, you
could spray them.
Yeah, or you could paint them.
Paint them any color you want. Like you could paint it white. Like tonight we're doing a winter wreath with holly and frosted pine branches. So I'm not doing any more Christmas, but I thought, you know what, we'll do a winter one because there might be someone who wants to purchase a winter one and then just leave it up until winter's over.
And Sharon, probably, I mean, if you or your husband had an air compressor, yeah, you could definitely take it out to the garage or outside and blow a bunch of junk out of there, yeah.
Definitely. I think that would be a speedier way. I just like this because I can kind of go through and like find what I'm looking for. My butter knife is like my best friend. So.
Hi Karen, hi gals, just joining. We're not early, it's just she did a quick video to show how she's doing a
cleaning.
Yeah, cleaning a grapevine.
Yeah.
We're gonna be in a private group later.
So, and I've had a lot of requests for people, can you show us, you know, do a tutorial on how to clean a grapevine? And it's like, you're just gonna start in one section and you're gonna start at the top. You're gonna work like a little section at a time. And then once you clear all that debris out on the top side, then you have to flip it over because a lot of times it falls to the bottom. And make sure you get it all out. Because we all know that, man, when we take these home and just, you know, work with them they have a lot of debris and it's gonna, you know, it's all gonna come loose anyway. Our goal is to get it to come loose now.
Yeah, look at all the other stuff that she's gotten out of this wreath.
Wow, I'll show you. I'll push it all back to the front when I'm done.
They can see it.
This?
Yeah.
Oh, I know. And that's just what we have, you know, kind of picked. So it was just crazy. Like I had branches all in here and branches all at the sides.
Yeah,
and
Denise, it does.
What?
She says it really takes time to clean those. Yeah.
But it's worth it. It really turns out a really good quality product. If you take the time to clean the grapevine, that just, you know, it's a level up, in my opinion, for people who just kind of throw stuff in there and slap a bow and a sign on it and call it done.
Well, plus you don't want the customer to buy this grapevine, have it delivered, have a ton of stuff in the box.
Yeah, imagine if they opened that and all this was in there. Not that it would. I think it would just fall out over time.
Yeah.
But, you know, we don't want to encourage the temporary homes of critters that might go, oh, that looks like fun. Look at all the dead leaves in there. So, yeah, that's all I do is I just sit here and just go through and clean and trim. It's like hedges. So you're just really organizing and cleaning it really, really well. Taking off all the sharp pieces, all the broken branches, all the little tips. And you always got to go both sides, you know, pick it up, flip it over, make sure, you know, you're trying to trim down anything. And if it looks unattractive, cut it off. But I think for the most part, this one's just about done. And
Patty said they sure are messy, but you need some of the, at least the pine stuff and the stuff in the middle to help the glue to stick.
I don't think so. I think as long as you've got some twigs, this is good. You just don't want to, like, I don't like looking in there and seeing just a ton of pine needles and stuff. And look, I'm still, that's just in this little bit of time. You could probably sit here and do this. Let's take this one off because it's unwrapping. See, you get anything extra? Get anything else? A little bit. But for the most part, I think it's a good grapevine. It has a lot of super good branches in here. And if for some reason, like, you have a really good branch and you want to keep it, like I don't like this pine branch, so I'm going to take it out. It's kind of twisted. Let's say it's too loose right here. You could take brown floral wire and just wire some of these together to the thicker branches, and then that helps create some additional stability in your design.
Denise, yeah, we do too. She says after I clean mine, we take it out and shake it.
Yeah, exactly. So it's always good. And I think, aside for a little bit of trimming, because there's still some that are kind of breaking through, I always tell you to take your hands and run your hands back and forth along the sections and see if you can find, like, there might be a little branch kind of that's sticking out that you might need to trim the pieces off of. And literally, I kid you not, I've been doing this in 15 minutes. It'll be for an hour and a half. So that's prep. That's good prep time. It's making sure it's going to be a good quality product by the time it's done. And hopefully the customer won't have all that in the box. It'll just be this. So we're working with a, I wanted to say, this is a 20-inch oval grapevine. So that's what we're going to be doing our design on tonight in the private group. So I just wanted to show you guys how easy it is to clean your grapevine. butter knife and your wire cutters. And that's really all you need.
Denise, she's not getting a cold. She's had really, really bad allergies. So it's been really bad for her.
Yeah, so now I'm on not cold meds, decongestants and antihistamines.
Yeah.
So I should be starting to feel better, hopefully, now. Whoever knew that you can't get decongestants and antihistamines at the same time? You can't buy both.
I know.
That's what they told us.
Same day.
Yeah, you can't buy them the same day.
That's
You'd
only
have
in
to-
the state of California, though.
That's why we need to move out of California.
Sharon, no, you can't. She's all, could you uncoil it, then coil it back?
No.
No, once you try to uncoil it, you would break the main vines.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So there you go. That is what we have pulled out of that. And do you guys have any other questions?
Cheryl said, you amaze me. I never would have thought of doing that. I've never seen anyone do this. It looks so good.
It really does, like I said. And then when you go in and you start adding, you know, as you start working your picks in or ribbon or anything else that you're going to add to it, you're not going to have that much of a mess when you're done, which is crazy. Like, we'll have to do it before and after and show you. But that is technically my after.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
And I have some that's already made its way into the trash, and on my kitchen floor. But that's pretty much it.
Yep.
It's just to help. It just looks nicer.
Renee,
You should have seen what it looked like
I
before.
know. Rennie said, I have a heavy-duty wire brush that gets between the twigs. Great. Anything you can use. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's funny too because people are like, what do you use? I'm all, butter knife. There's always a butter knife in my toolkit. You know, go to the dollar store. They're probably like 4 for $1. Throw them in your craft kit because you can use them even if you're trying to put a pick in, like trying to put your floral wire or your pipe cleaner all the way through. You can take your butter knife and put it all the way in and twist it, and then slide your pipe cleaner in along the edge of the butter knife till it comes out the other side. So that's another quick tip.
Okay.
Okay, well, thanks for joining me, everybody, and private group, head on over to the private group page, and I'll see you in about 15 minutes. Oops. Still trying